I just wanted to come and share a little bit of it with all of you. So I was at the Richard Branson event in Brisbane yesterday, the Inspire and Succeed event held by Success Resources. Thank you, Success Resources. Thank you, Michael Lane. It was an amazing privilege for me to be able to crew. And I'll get to that in a moment. But first I want to talk about Sir Richard Branson and the things that I got out of his presentation. The first one is to be bold and courageous. He has made a career of being bold and courageous, going where no other man has gone, challenged himself, stretched himself, looked at crossing the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, all sorts of oceans, and wanting to do that, challenge himself, stretch himself. Obviously there's a branding piece at play here, but he's also the kind of guy that when someone says something can't be done, then he is the guy that says, well, yes, it can, and let's figure out a way to make it happen. So that was the first thing, to be bold and courageous. And for you in your business, are you being bold and courageous? And that doesn't mean that you need to go and travel across an ocean. That just needs to be, are you being bold and courageous and doing the things that scare you, doing the things that hold you back, doing the sales calls, having the difficult conversations, whatever it might be that's holding you back, are you challenging yourself and stretching yourself to do those particular things? That's the first piece of advice. The next one is to be a great listener. And it links in with the first one, but be a great listener, being that Richard Branson isn't the smartest person in the room, and doesn't proclaim to be the smartest person in the room. But what he proclaims to be is an innovator. He proclaims to be courageous with his thought, but then what he does is bring the best people who are experts perhaps in ballooning, ocean lining, whatever is going to be the adventure that they're going to do, go to outer space, whatever it might be, and he brings the best people in the room and he listens. Right, and he listens to these people, and he intently listens to, seeking to understand, to ensure that he gets the right outcome, to ensure that he delivers on the mission's objectives. So the next one is to be a great listener. Another point is in regards to look for the good in people. Right, it's very easy for us to look for the negative. It's very easy for us to look for the bad in people, but look for the good in people. In fact, look for the great in people. Right, what are the great things that people have done? When we do things that are wrong, when we make mistakes, we know that we've made mistakes. We know, the majority of people know, unless they're clearly totally have zero self-awareness, we know that we've done the wrong thing. So rather than hammer us down and make us feel bad, what about looking for the great in people? What about finding those areas of opportunity where you can lift somebody up? So as a leader, again, look for the great in people, lift someone up, inspire them and encourage them to be a better version of themselves. So they were my sort of top takeaways from him. Some other takeaways from the day, listening to Michael Crossland early on. And look, as crew, I sort of, went in and out of the room, so I didn't get to hear all of his speech. But this is a guy who has, beaten incurable cancer, had also multiple times, had all sorts of challenges, all sorts of adversity, and he keeps getting up. And he keeps getting up because he has the mindset to keep getting up and saying, you know what, that's happened. How do I deal with this now? Right now, all of us can do that. All of us can have the choice to say whatever has happened, and how do we deal with this now? What do we do next? What are the things that we do to respond to whatever that thing is? So, you get a not a positive diagnosis regarding health. Well, that's reality. You've got a positive diagnosis regarding health. What do you do now? Right? What is it that you're going to do next? The same happens. Something happens in business, in life, that doesn't go the way you want. It's an adverse situation. What are you going to do now? Right? What are the things that you're going to do next? And so these are the things that Michael Crossland talked about. And it's really about the mindset of constantly moving forward. Right? And I talk about that a lot, but it's great that I can hear others who are far more polished than I am, and have gone through far more adverse things than me. I mean, it makes all of my problems pale into insignificance, quite frankly, because some of his problems were life-affecting issues. My problems have not been life-affecting issues. Hello, Kat, how are you? My problems have not been life-affecting issues. Yeah, sure, they've been tough situations. They've been bad situations for me, whether it be me personally, my family, but they haven't been life-affecting. And so that's one of the things that, that puts everything into context for me by listening to that sort of a guy and go through his situation. And it also put it in perspective from the point of view that there's always going to be someone worse off than you. Right? So no matter how much you want to complain and whinge and whine, there's always going to be someone worse off than you, and someone would love to trade places with your situation. Right? So it's about recognizing that. It's about going, you know what? Actually be grateful for the things that you do have. be happy for the stuff that you have got and make the most of that. Because the reality is that whatever your situation it is, whatever's happened to you has happened, and you need to step forward. You need to constantly be able to move in a forward direction. So that was Michael Crossland. I'd encourage you to Google him up. I was watching some YouTube clips on him today. An inspiring guy, an inspiring story, and I was just thrilled that I was able to get in there and listen to at least some of his talk. The last thing I wanted to talk about was crewing. Why did I crew? I had someone reach out to me earlier in the week, say, "Why are you crewing for? You're tight ass, blah, blah, blah." And I had a laugh, but money has nothing to do with the fact that I crewed. In fact, I had a free ticket anyway. I bought an annual ticket, so it was going to cost me nothing to go. I crewed because of a number of reasons. First is that I like to help people. Right, and you'll all know that because I'm a business coach, I like to help people. That's what I do. I love to bound out of bed, and I love to be able to help other people move forward with wherever they're at in their life, in their business, in their own journey. So I love to help people. That's the first thing. The second is around, proximity is power. Cameron, good afternoon, mate. Hopefully you've had a great weekend. Proximity is power, and being in around those types of people, the success resources people, getting to meet some of the speakers, getting to meet Sir Richard, just being in around those circles is so powerful. And even though you don't get a lot of chance to spend time with the various key people, but you spend a little moment and you just get to see a little bit of it behind the scenes, and it demonstrates to me where it is that I want to get to. It demonstrates to me what these people are doing. It's like if I can just take a little portion of what they're doing and use that in my own life, use that in my own business, take some of those behaviours, some of those traits, use them as an example, use them to inspire me as well, then that's so powerful. So proximity is power. So, and the other thing is just around volunteering. I've got a number of my friends who choose to volunteer, and that was in volunteering and being able to help other people during the day, welcome people in the morning, help them out at various times during the day, just to give, right? And it's just an amazing feeling to be able to give. So I'd encourage all of you, if you get the opportunity, to Crew for Success Resources. They're an amazing organisation. Michael Lane and the team, simply wonderful. I met some beautiful people, very kind people, and that's the other thing around, working together as a team. Like, we met each other for the first time on Friday night. We were together for a few hours, 2 or 3 hours, and then we were together all day yesterday. And we just worked together as a team, and it shows to me the power of people coming together for a common purpose, a common goal. And when that happens, when you are with people who come together for a common purpose or a common goal, then you can move mountains. You truly can move mountains. And so that was just a simply amazing, awesome, outstanding experience for me yesterday. So look, I wanted to be able to share it this morning during a Facebook Live. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite get it to work with Luke, which is terribly disappointing. And we will figure it out. We will figure out what we need to do differently to make sure that we come back into our Sunday Mindset sessions. But I just wanted to share with you some of my thoughts. Hopefully you've had an awesome weekend. Hopefully you're settling in and preparing for what is a great week ahead. And I'll talk to you all soon.